Welcome to Image Autopsy. I'm Garrett, host of this web series. The Last Breath team and I have over 12 years of trail camera data that has led to the harvesting of some amazing whitetail bucks. In this series, we're going to break down and dissect trail camera photos and videos and explain how we use that data to target and harvest these big deer. Each episode, we're going to showcase a particular buck that we have hunted and harvested. The goal of this series is to show you and better understand how we've used trail cameras to become more efficient hunters and more effective whitetail hunters. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel as we will be dropping a brand new episode each week. From summer scouting to the very last day of season, we break it all down. Thanks again for tuning in to Moultrie's Image Autopsy. Welcome to Moultrie's Image Autopsy Season 2. On this Image Autopsy today, we're going to talk about a strategy, more or less, of understanding how deer roam. A lot of times you'll have those deer that have specific core areas, but sometimes you just have deer that want to roam the entire property and there and beyond. And today we're talking about a buck we call K2 and how we use trail cameras to help seal the deal. Similarly to episode 1, this is the same farm that we were able to harvest crunch on. That being said, the farm is 320 acres, comprised 70% of agricultural land, 20% of timber, and 10% of ditches and waterways. We used probably 8 to 10 cameras throughout the season to be able to cover our needs on this farm, and as we started to isolate and put K2 on the hit list, we noticed that we'd get a sequence of images on one camera, and then on another, and we noticed that this deer was very sporadic, and he was a roamer. So in early season, trying to really pinpoint him on a pattern was difficult for us, and ultimately allowed us to catch up to him in November by understanding the way that this deer moved rather than where this deer stayed. So how do you use cameras to target a nomadic buck? Well, you understand the images that you're getting of him. Again, as I said earlier, we get a sequence of pictures down in the creek, then we get another sequence of pictures up on the bluff, and then we get another one across several different scrapes on field edges, and we knew that this deer was a roamer. So come November, given that he was on the hit list and the nature of the way this farm hunts, we made sure to set up on a very good vantage point. We also noted that this deer was pretty aggressive. In the scrapes, he was working them very, very hard, and he had his ears pinned back. He was very rarely a social deer where we would have other pictures of deer, specifically bucks, in the images with him. So we set up on a good vantage point. We noticed him from afar and were able to be aggressive with the calls to bring him into range. The takeaway message from this, if you have a nomadic deer that's across all of the cameras or a majority of the cameras on your farm, do your best to understand that he is a roamer, that he doesn't really have a core area. Understand his body language as best you can. See if he's going to be by himself. See if he's going to be with other deer. If there's other deer in the image or the video, how is he responding or reacting to them? Ultimately, we pulled all this information together, use it against him to understand, okay, we're going to have to catch this deer on the fly, and when we do, we can break out the grunt tube, we can get a little aggressive with the horns, and we can use the decoy to bring him into range.
Here he comes. He's probably gonna be at about 20 yards. I'm gonna shoot him right here in this hole, okay? He's gonna be close. You're gonna be seeing him real quick here. Probably gonna drop it. He's fucking 30 yards. Ooh. He's right here. You don't see him. Okay. Meh. 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 He's bleeding good. I got him. Well, Garrett and I just shot a buck we call K2. Came right here. Garrett saw him over there on that hillside. We rattled. He came down the ditch, came up, and rounded this curve on us, about 20 yards. The problem was that I tried stopping him 3 times in this window. Our wind is going like this. And my last shot would have been right here before he would have essentially got downwind of the decoy, we believe, I think. My last shot, I tried stopping him. I'm sure you can hear on the video 3 times, but he just didn't stop walking, so I took the best shot I could get, which I don't know in retrospect if it was a stupid shot or not. I mean, up and down is perfect, but he just kept walking. And I thought at this distance, you know, it'll be okay. But it's back, it's way back, so we're just gonna back out of here, give him a lot of time, and then hopefully recover him sometime. It's obviously gonna be later though, so. Definitely a lucky decoy. I just wish he would have freaking stopped. He's on his side. He's right up here, 20 yards dead. He's probably, I don't know, Garrett, what, 160, 180 yards from stand? You'll probably be able to tell us. He's got his hunt tracker, like our track on, just in case, you know, worst came to worst and we couldn't find him, but he's dead. Let's go check him out. It's a deer we called K2 because he's got kicker off the right too, or back left too, sorry. He looks almost identical to the deer I shot last year, Teeter, in the fact that he's got a big gnarly flyer off his G2, and he looks like he's right up there dead, so we're gonna go. So anyway, here he is. It's a buck we call K2. He looks a lot like the deer that I shot last year. He's just got great mass, got some great character here with this big flyer off of his back left G2. He just recently broke this brow tine off, and he's just got beautiful color. He's a heavy deer. It was a deer that showed up on camera, and Garrett and I were like, yep, we're gonna shoot that deer if he gives us the opportunity. So couldn't be more happy to have wrapped a tag around this guy. And that's not exactly the shot that I wanted. It's not at all, but he's got a beautiful cape on him. I'm glad that we didn't have to leave him overnight because I don't want to lose this cape, this meat and stuff like that, because my venison supply is getting pretty low. So I wish he would have stopped when I had grunted at him to stop, but it just so happens that he didn't. But I'm pretty proud to wrap a tag around this deer and got to do it with Garrett behind the camera. So we've been doing this for a lot of years, and for all of you guys that are watching out there, I just wanted to say thank you, and we really appreciate your support. Everybody that reaches out, everybody that comments, subscribes. We love doing this, and I hope it shows in our videos. So I can't thank you enough, and thank you for tuning in to Last Breath TV.